Ladies and gentlemen, we completely forgot to mention last episode, that our very own Liz Best not only went to New York, but has subsequently come back from New York. How was it?
Look, it was great.
How long were you there for? 2 weeks?
3 weeks.
3
actually.
weeks.
I saw a Broadway show almost every night, which was it's my jam. I love theatre.
Great.
It was great. Met a couple of cute guys. Did absolutely nothing with them, as is my way.
Good girl. Good girl. We had that talk before you left.
Yeah,
You didn't miss much here.
Didn't I?
Here in Brisbane. I learned to make this noise.
Thrilling.
Now, I assure you, ladies and gentlemen listening at home, that our producer is not touching any equipment, any sound things.
Wow. # no voice filter.
That's purely me. I promise you that.
You know what? I should have skipped my 3-week New York trip to come back and witness the creation of this.
No, you could have, because being away, you missed the learning. So now you could have,
So
and then
now
come
I just
back.
get to swoop back in and reap the benefits.
Welcome to the show, everybody. It's been a great year for me. Welcome to Ghosts of Boyfriends Past. I'm Tom Harris, and the lovely Liz Best is back.
Hello.
And we're about to jump into another episode with a special guest.
As always.
As ever.
Hi.
Our special guest today is currently running a one-woman show, or is just finished, either way, called Irrational. She's a cabaret performer, actor, comedian, and one of the funniest people that I know, and it's unfair how funny she is.
It's true. I've acted opposite her. She makes me laugh a lot.
Yes.
On purpose.
However, saying that, she is a dear friend of mine and Liz's, and it's Johanna Lyon.
Hi, my name's Johanna Lyon.
Johanna.
Johanna.
Yeah.
Or
I'm
Jo.
not South African or a good person, but it's good to be.
I never said you were a good person.
No.
I said cabaret performer, actor, comedian, and funny,
Yep,
but not good.
person.
No.
So listen up,
I
please,
feel
Jo.
like people
Good
are
to
more
state.
funny when they're not good.
That's the thing. It's like you've got to have a laugh at something. Someone has to be under the bus.
When there's something you're not allowed to be, when something's not allowed to be funny, like in church or in school, then it's hilarious.
Hilarious.
If it's cheeky, it's funny.
Exactly.
Thanks for having me.
So as always, we're going to do that thing where we get Jo to tell a story, and I haven't heard this story. I don't know what's going to happen, and I'm sitting on the edge of my seat waiting
know,
for
maybe
it.
you have.
Oh, you get revved up, Liz. But before we jump into the juicy story, remember, Jo, choose an alias. Tick, you got that? No threats against life or limb or country.
No shit talking.
Just keep it,
Just gentle ribbing as
Yeah.
always.
Yeah.
Here to have a laugh.
And if anyone at home pieces the puzzle together as to who Joe's talking about,
Don't spoil the magic.
Come on.
Don't be a narc.
Yeah, don't ruin this for us.
That's all we've got. That's all we've got.
For now. For now. Yeah.
And a great mouth noise. Wow.
And
No. It's amazing.
You
You,
don't need
should
to
go
make-
on tour with
So
that shit,
impressed.
Tom.
I've always been told I was a bit of a drip.
Oh. You're like
Moving-
the king of dad jokes on this podcast.
Well, the competition isn't
And thank God.
like it's not that steep
Well, on this network, really.
on the network. I'll take that. Network puppy.
What an award.
Now, there's a trigger warning, Liz, for this
Oh,
episode.
shit, really?
For everyone, sound the cheetah alarm, producer, because this story surrounds a cheetah
A cheetah.
or cheating.
On the
Is
prowl.
that really a trigger warning?
I just meant for the that's a bad thing.
I
People
feel
don't want to
like
hear
that
about that.
happens often enough that people don't need trigger warnings.
It's expected. All right.
If
you
you're
get no
triggered by
warning.
people being cheating dickheads, then
I didn't mean like triggered. I meant like be ready to be angry
Yeah.
because it's
That
about
I'm okay
like
with.
rally the troops and light your pitchforks and all.
get the pitchforks ready. Don't
Light
light
them.
them. Maybe light the torches and
That's
carry
why
the
that
pitchforks.
Orga didn't go down.
Right. I having been cheated on a lot, I'm gearing up for
Here
some
we go.
excitement.
Yes, so
baby.
around a cheat. And one sentence jumped out at me from Joe's initial brief telling of this story. And that sentence is, "Little did I think it would turn into them fucking." Which sounds like a early 2000s like teen comedy.
Yes.
Like
That's a very-
freeze frame. Like you probably don't like how
How
you're
did I
wondering how
get
they
here?
get. Little did I think it would turn into them fucking.
That's
Yeah.
just my writing style.
Look, the
So
little did he
specifically.
know, or little did she know, or little did I know is a very good and oft-used story
It is.
trope. So let's set the scene. Where does this story begin?
Yeah, Joe,
This
please.
story takes place New Year's Eve and onwards, so the very start of 2015, my last year of uni, and I was having a New Year's Eve party. And
You were hosting?
Yes,
Right.
my house. And I was inviting a guest of my friend from high school, good friend. His name was Evan.
And this is Evan in inverted commas.
in
yes.
inverted commas.
Fucking Evan.
I think you
Yeah.
could hear them in the way
Yeah.
she was saying it.
Evan.
It's either that or
I
she
think
was
it was
just
an
being
audible.
seductive about him.
Evan. No, God, no. But maybe back then.
Good Evans.
It was just like a pick of the name. It's like, what's
Yep.
a dickhead name?
Sorry,
Sorry, Evan out
Evans.
there.
So,
But you're already a dick.
No.
Blame your parents. So Evan, I knew from high school, many years. Good friend, kind of like a compatriot in the same of like just cheekiness. Hadn't seen Evan in a long time. He went to Sydney and pursued a career in the naval. In my naval.
he pursued a career in your
In the
navel.
Navy
In my
or
Navy.
naval services.
Yes, yeah,
Right.
in the Navy. And so he was like, oh, I think I'm going to be in Queensland for New Year's Eve. I said, no way, I'm going to have a New Year's Eve party. And I was dressed as Poison Ivy, so bitch was
Hello.
looking fine.
yeah.
Hello. Put his
Red
ship
hair.
into your port.
Didn't he just? So he came to confess that he had enjoyed me a bit more than a friend. In his brain, not physically.
Okay, because otherwise you're like, when did that
When,
happen?
excuse me, in my navel.
So did he tell you at the party?
Yes, he took me
That's a bit
by my
ro-
water
That's
tank.
a bit.
He what?
He took you by the
He
water
what?
tank.
He just grabbed me by the water tank. No, he
I'll
took
kill
me
him.
around the back of my water tank, but it just gets worse.
That's
The
not
back.
euphemistic. There was a water tank,
And
and they
he's
were
like,
talking near it.
I really like you.
It's
And I
kind
was
of
like, yeah.
romantic. New
sure.
Year's Eve, having someone tell you that, that's kind of like a
It's a bit.
romantic.
It's a big swing.
It's a rom-com
was
kind
fab.
of trope.
I don't remember what he was dressed because it was a costume party. And
He
so
just
there
wore
was
his
like,
navy uniform.
yeah, I
and
think
you
he
were
did
like,
actually.
Officer and a gentleman, that
HMS
shit.
Sydney. Anyway, so that went on for a good few months. He lived in Sydney. I lived in Toowoomba.
Mm-hmm.
And we would just talk dirty for months on end and then just fuck pervertedly for like
Great.
a weekend.
Yes, I'd love
Really,
it.
really
That's
healthy.
a great relationship.
Good for the mind.
And
good
well
for
done
the
for getting on
body.
board with dirty talk. Was this like over message? Like
Sure, pictures, everything you need.
Jets just the full.
Disgusting. Disgusting
Josh
girl.
Ryan.
Foul little woman.
No,
I'm
not foul.
impressed.
That's
Oh,
good.
no.
You own that shit,
Oh,
bitch.
no, of course.
Be
of course.
as ever, boys and girls playing at home. Be careful who you send your photos of your genitals to.
Sure.
As ever, play safe.
Make sure you're
But-
over 18.
Yes.
Yes, and
Otherwise,
all the
you know,
good things.
Child pornography.
But but if you're loving it, get involved.
Sure.
Good, well done, Joe.
Oh, well, thank you. I have genitals.
Well done.
Thank you. I grew
Yes.
them.
Who told her?
That's right. I know where they are.
Did he know where they were?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
He
good.
was a freak.
Like
a freak
the
in the
best,
bedroom.
right.
A freak. And like now I look back on it as in
very
a bit of a
disheartening.
freak.
Oh,
but,
like, no.
a bit too much of a freak. But it was fun while we were there.
Hindsight's a great thing.
yeah. What? Yeah. So I had a few trips down to Sydney. He would come up. On one of the trips, he came up. I had
For
I had
air.
a bit of a. It's swampy down there.
Oh, shit.
I have genitals. Anyway,
We're trying to attract advertisers.
keep
No,
reading
go. It's
everyone. We're
great.
going to get to the end. Okay, so he came up to Queensland. I was having a few friends over, just maybe like 10 people.
Mm-hmm.
One of my best friends. Her name was Samantha.
Oh, Sam.
Sam. We'll call her Sam. I like that. Sam.
Such a Samantha thing to do.
So I really love Samantha. Samantha is still in my life. There have been bits in this story where we have had trials and tribulations, and we're about to run into some of those trials.
But you and Samantha have made it through.
Absolutely.
To the other,
And
the other
yeah,
side.
and you were
Oh,
saying
boy.
earlier you did have a little chat with Sam to
I
make
did
sure
have a
that she
chat
was
with
okay telling you
because this
story.
paints Sam in a bit of a funny light, but also me in a bit of a funny light. So
Hey, we're all painted.
let's delve. So Sam was telling her best friend, her male best friend, that she really, really liked him for the first time in 10 years. So they had been best friends.
That's a big deal.
And this was a big deal. And I was kind of coaching her through it like, hey, why the fuck not? Like, the worst he can say is no. The worst he said was no.
Oh,
Okay, so that had like the worst thing that could have happened
So
did
she
happen.
was having a bit of a down day.
Ouch.
I was tipsy and I said to Sam, you know what, you just go back out with Evan.
Oh,
Just go do that.
It's an interesting.
Paints me in a funny
no,
light.
it does. Look,
It's an interesting. Now, go,
to
Liz.
me, like that's both weird and super fucking generous.
What a dick.
Like,
It is an odd one.
And
yeah.
like the me 4 years ago was a total doormat. Like total being like, you take whatever you want. I don't need a
see,
boyfriend.
if you had have said that to me, I would have gone, I love you, but no.
And that's what it kind of was. It was like a no.
You didn't. Did you want to see her
Fuck
make
no.
out with
What
your
the fuck
man?
Is wrong? Like absolutely not. And like
Little
that's
did
the
you know.
strangest thing. Little did I know.
Yeah. However,
They'd be fucking.
you
So
you did say it.
I did
ultimately.
say it, and that's why I came out of this scenario being like, kind of my fault.
Yeah, look.
But you don't even know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You don't even know. So Evan comes round and he's like, you want me and Sam to fuck? And I'm like, bing! Light bulb moment. There's many more wines in this scenario. Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
That's
If that's
totally.
what-
I don't need you. I don't need that because I'm kind of like convincing myself that I didn't need this man in my life. I didn't need to talk dirty for months on end and then get fucked heinously.
Hey, I love.
Hey, you want to get heinously fucked? Okay, great.
Hey, you're free.
Put me in for a heinous fuck. So
So you said so.
I had been,
yeah.
I'd been saying like, no, like I don't need that.
Like,
Like,
half of
whatever.
me's just like, how gorgeous and sweet are you? And half of me's like,
You
you're
want
a
me to
fucking idiot.
You want me and Samantha to fuck.
fuck.
That's how it's come back.
Yes.
And you go,
And I go, absolutely.
What's
Please.
mine is
yeah.
yours.
You need a
Jesus
condom.
Christ.
You need a snack.
Can I get you some water afterwards?
Okay.
Literally that.
Oh,
Cut to like
don't.
20 minutes later. We're all sitting in a circle with some
20
friends.
minutes.
Yeah. Didn't
Big
take
brag.
long. Didn't take long.
Oh, sure.
And my friend, he's like, where are Sam and Evan? And I'm like,
I want to cry.
I know, me too. Oh, babe. It's okay. It's been a long time. And I'm like, my sister's bedroom.
So
you're
you
just
knew.
Like, so you knew. You were just like, oh, they're just fucking in my sister's
And everyone was like,
bedroom.
what the
Having sex.
fuck?
Where else would they be? I gave them permission.
I said,
Here's
don't.
the permission slip.
totally-
It's
One
signed.
token. There you go. Admit two.
Enjoy.
So, and I kind of like, it didn't dawn until
And
me.
you're just like fucking
Yes.
Amy Poehler in Mean Girls. Like, I'm not a regular girlfriend. I'm
I'm
a cool girlfriend.
You can fuck my boyfriend. Fuck him up the ass.
I'm the best friend and I'm the best girlfriend.
Oh,
like
Jesus.
I'm crushing this. I'm very
Yes.
drunk,
Yes.
but I'm crushing this.
I am
I'm a
a
great
plus
person,
at
yeah.
life.
So it didn't dawn on me what was happening until I looked at the door and I was like, they're fucking in my sister's bed. Sorry.
Joe.
Sorry, Michaela Lyon.
Well,
She was pretty sad for me.
I was like, she knows. She knows.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. She was away in America. And so I was like, oh, that is uncomfortable. And all my friends are like, we're going to go,
you
but you should
okay?
come with us. Like, get out of your own house. Get out.
Like my
we'll take
stomach
you.
is dropping for you in that moment of realization.
It's the exact feeling. It's like the throat just takes a shit into your stomach. And that's only happened
that
3
is a
times
really
in my life.
good explanation
the-
of that
yeah.
feeling.
He is the cause of 2 of those times.
It's like you're in an elevator and it just starts falling.
Ugh, yeah. I can
so
feel
now
it a little
you're
bit now.
so now you're staring at a bedroom door with one of your best friends and your boyfriend behind it, and you know what's happening because
And you
told
asked, you orchestrated
Of
this.
course I
and
did.
you know
Which
what
is
happens because you
the
said
most confusing thing ever.
right. When does that door open?
That door opens, everyone's gone, I'm cleaning up.
Oh,
Acting like it's on
Cinderella
fire.
is cleaning up.
Evan comes out, he's like, hey, this is weird.
Now it's weird.
It's weird. Now that I've fucked your best friend, now that my semen is inside her puss, it's weird now. So he comes out, this is weird. You should join us.
Ah.
And I was like, no.
That would make it less weird
That-
somehow.
no. Somehow.
Credit him for
I
trying.
got talked into being the little one in the bed.
Joe.
Oh,
The third in the bed.
And
Somehow.
So fucking
Joe, you're
so fucking awkward.
Joe, you say somehow. Somehow I ended up in the bed.
Somehow I told my
But the
best friend and my
whole-
boyfriend to fuck.
Every event leading up to
Somehow I
that
just,
has been your fault.
fell into
Absolutely. And
So
yes, it
you-
happened, but that's like what I've taken away from this. It was my fucking fault. I was such a doormat that I was like, you guys fuck.
wanna come in the
It's
bed?
fine.
I just want you both
I
to
didn't
be
want to
happy.
do that. I didn't want to go in there.
I'm
I
picturing
did.
Evan's night. He rocks up to his girlfriend's house, and then word gets around that his girlfriend has given him permission to fuck his best friend.
Not
and then,
only just
and then
given
you go
him
and have-
permission, but actually started the idea
Yeah.
and
Terrible.
pushed it to happen.
and then having sex, and then getting your girlfriend involved, and
Sounds
she
like a
goes,
great night.
"Sure."
Yeah.
He's probably
I said
remembers
no.
that.
I said no. I said I don't want to do that. And I was at that point. I was like,
How
like
drunk
very confused.
Were you a little bit
I
more
was
sober?
Probably a bit more sober, meaning we was much more awkward. So he was,
Right.
I was in the middle.
Oh.
Sam was on my right, Evan on my left. Evan says, "Why don't you feel Sam's boobs? They're really soft."
Great description.
Oh Jesus, they were really soft. And then I go, "Yeah, love that." Evan had always wanted to have a threesome as well. So
The weirdo.
precursor. What a fucking weirdo.
Just keep
And
talking while
I
Liz
feel
cries. Yeah,
Sam's
keep going.
boobies, and I'm like, nah,
Yeah, you did.
I'm out.
You're out.
And I jump out of my sister's childhood bed. And I'm like, no, this is fucking weird. Sam leaves.
Yep.
We sleep in different rooms.
So literally, the
The night
three-way
is over.
consisted of you just touching boobs and going, no, thank you,
I'm
please.
out.
Right on.
But were they nice boobs?
Sure, still are. Very soft tits. Go
Great.
Sam. So next morning, I'm obviously feeling very conflicted. I have done
yes.
this, but they
What is
also
your
did it.
first thought on
My
waking
first
up?
thought was, I'm never touching this man again. Just because I was like, no, this is what's right.
it's messed
I'm
it
not
up.
going to do that. I have a shower. I come out of the shower in a towel. I don't know what my fucking parents were. Like, this is like, I lived at home. I went to uni at home. I think they were all...
when you were talking about your sister's bed, where the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, so this
They
is your
were
parents'
they
house.
were overseas, something like that, letting me make the worst decision of my life. And
Hi,
he just
Joe's
grabs
mum,
me.
by the way.
I love you, mummy. You taught me so well. No, this is not her fault.
So he's still here.
He's still there.
Is she still there?
She's gone.
Okay.
Okay.
He grabs me. A bit of like a World War II is over kiss. You know, like one of those ones. Oh, how romantic. She comes to visit to say, this is fucked. She comes to visit through my bedroom window, sees us kissing.
She came in through the bedroom
Why
window.
not
Came on
use the
through.
front
Oh,
fucking...
she saw. That's like, it's right next to each other. But
Okay.
yeah, and it was just the weirdest situation of my whole life. The day goes on. She's very apologetic, as a best friend would be. But also I'm very, this is what happened. I say, no, I'm not going to touch this man. I end up fucking the man no less than 24 hours later in the same bed.
Count them. 24 hours. Same bed. Same bed.
Same bed.
Was he really
Same
Your
sheets.
sister's bed.
Same sheets.
Was
What's
he
wrong with your bed?
Was he
I don't
pretty?
know. It was a big bed.
Was he really pretty?
No, he was fine.
Okay.
It was fine.
I'm trying to
It's just
justify
funny.
this.
I think it was just funny. Yeah, and I was just fucking no self-confidence.
Were you just trying to fuck the pain away? Like, was it
Fuck
just...
the pain away. Didn't fuck the pain away. Anyway, so this goes on for a few more months.
So you keep going back to the text
To the Sydney.
outrageousness and
Yep.
the...
And how's your
Look at
friendship
it,
with
fucking-
Sam as this
At
continues
this
to go?
point, it's rocky. Like,
Rocky.
it's like, what happened?
Does
It's
she
my
blame
fault.
you for suggesting
Holy
it?
shit, no. To this
Okay.
day, she still feels a little funny about it. But we talk about it so much that it's okay. She's married now.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, because I imagine it just must be such conflicting because you're feeling guilty for suggesting it, but at the same time she'd be
It
like, well, you
happened.
did suggest it, but also I should have said no, but
Yeah.
also...
Yes.
What
That's
did-
exactly how she
He
feels.
should have said... They both
Yes.
should have said
Of
no.
course, of
You
course.
shouldn't have...
I should have never said. Should have never said. So a few months later, nearly the end of my third year of uni. It's very high times.
Uh-huh.
High times. And my other friend,
Oh.
her name is mic stand. No. Her name is
Rach. No, we've used Rachel.
No, sorry.
We've
Her
used
name
Rachel.
is
Mary.
Fran.
Fran.
Makes her seem different than she is. Fran, known nymphomaniac.
Oh, yeah.
Fran says to me,
I don't know. I've got to say something.
I guess so.
I'm chewing here.
Or
she
you
says to
could
me,
not.
hey, I've got to go down to Sydney for a Disney audition. Do you mind if I stay at Evan's house? And I was like, for sure, absolutely. Haha, don't fuck him. Haha, don't fuck him.
Once more for those in the back. Don't.
It happened once
Don't fuck
before.
Both,
Don't fuck him.
Don't fuck him.
both me and our producer,
producer.
are
Feeling-
cry laughing
You're
in our
feeling
hands.
the sweat is pouring.
Oh my God.
You know
Don't.
what's about
I'm
to
covering my
happen.
face.
So,
Don't fuck him.
don't fuck him, but have a great time.
Okay,
Deep breath. Everybody,
Yeah.
let's do this. Is the meditation
Are we,
part
are
of
we
the
feeling
podcast.
okay? Are we feeling okay? Check in. Oh, I can feel it in my stomach.
I can feel it for you.
It was 4 years ago.
The anxiety knot
When you
that
board that
exists
plane,
in
you
my
mu-
chest in a constant.
When you say don't fuck
it's
him,
just.
you've planted the seed.
But when you say don't
Ring.
fuck him, but you said have a good time.
I don't know. I don't think
That's
I even said
mixed
that.
messages.
I don't think I said that, but
Hi,
yeah, it makes
hi
sense.
Joe. It's me. A little confused.
You sent me another friend. I
Yes.
just assumed that you meant for me to fuck her, says Evan.
So after the rave reviews of the first customer, the second customer, she fucks him. So I
At least this time it wasn't
Yeah.
with your express permission.
no, that's more
So
clear.
this
Is
That's
one
that
more
hurts.
clear.
worse? Is that
No,
not?
it's more clear that's like that's not okay.
Right.
And
So it's
that's
easier
when
for you to
I
draw a
knew
line.
that I didn't have to go and sleep with him the next day. So
Yeah.
I find out Splendor in the Grass, happiest days of your life.
Splendor in the Grass has been ruined for me by
Really?
an ex who's cheated on me during
Jesus.
Splendor. So every time Splendor comes around, I just go,
Yeah. The cesspool. So she comes late, not for him. And she's like, hey, I've got to talk to you. Evan wasn't there. He was in Sydney still. Also, the week before, he was like, you should move to Sydney. I love you. Move to Sydney.
are you freaking kidding
What a
me?
cute man.
yeah.
Yeah, and so she's like, I slept with Evan.
What did I say?
What did
was
I
the
tell
one
you?
thing
Not to
I
tell
said?
him. Told you not to. And I'm
Like,
like,
that's kind
oh,
of worse because you expressly said don't,
I don't
do the
and
thing.
that's a fucking joke, but also like, don't fuck him.
But was he your boyfriend?
I would say
He
Like, is he-
literally
It's a
just said
very-
move to Sydney.
that's
I
the
love
thing, that's the
you.
thing.
There we go. Yes.
it's a thing. Like it's like I don't remember actually.
I'm just trying to
But
figure out where to assign
where's the line?
blame
Yes,
as well.
sure.
So
Oh.
he's definitely done something wrong as well.
He's the definite wrong.
I
Definitely
thought you were
wrong.
going to say he's the devil, and I was
He's
going to go
the-
yes.
Well, yeah. But so Splendor in the Grass was a bit of a fun
Yeah.
time for me.
I fucked your boyfriend. Now let's go watch Bag Raiders.
Ugh, it
It's
was.
hard
Yeah.
hard to do that.
I've never cried so much in Florence and the Machine. No, it was a nice time. Somehow I just got really trashed and I was like, well, look, I kind of knew who he was and I knew who she was. She is. They're alive. I didn't kill them. And they're like,
Great legal defense.
Edit that out.
They are alive.
Jane.
yeah.
Prove it wrong. Yeah.
what was her name again? I forgot.
Fran.
Fran. So Fran's a cool girl still. I still talk to her every now and again. She lives away.
Holy fuck, you still talk to her?
I still talk to Fran.
Even though with one one rule.
See, still being friends with Sam, I get.
Yeah.
Still being friends with Fran, I have trouble with.
So, fair enough. Fran took it a whole different way. Fran threatened. She didn't threaten, but she was like, I'm going to run away. She felt so bad. She wrote me a huge letter. She wanted to, quit uni in the last 2 weeks. And I was like, no, you're making this about you.
Yes.
Which was awkward as shit.
Because then you end up comforting her for fucking
Oh
your
my
boyfriend.
God. And it was a bit like that. I didn't let it get so much like that because I was like, absolutely not. This is ridiculous.
But were you still more of a doormat
Sure. With the after
with
that
her,
happened?
like with her
With her,
and
probably
her
a bit.
needs? Yeah.
And then as soon as I found out at Splendor that day, I texted him. I was like, you're the scum of the earth. We're never speaking again. And I have never spoken to him again.
Have you ever seen him again since then?
No, I think about that. I was in Sydney a few weeks ago. Well, a few times. And I nearly he's friends with a friend. And oh my God.
Just that temptation to reach, like just to
I
see.
had a good little idea though. I was walking near where we used to fuck pervertedly in Sidley. And I was like, what would be the best thing I could do?
Just past the Opera House.
Yeah,
The best thing or the best worst thing?
The best thing I could do for myself.
you,
So
right.
I would just go, if I saw him, I'd be like,
Oh.
I'd just go, ugh. But you can't see
Just
my
like
face right now. But it's like,
devastating.
Just
roll
a-
the eyes,
It's
the flick of the wrist.
You don't
my
even
God.
register on
Exactly.
my.
You don't even make me angry.
No, you're just like I can't
Much
be
worse
bothered
than
with that.
it's much worse than a blanking because getting nothing is fine, but
But,
getting a negative, getting a false
You're
negative, that's
nothing
bad.
to me. So that was my plan, and that is still probably my plan.
Good.
Yes, so that happens. And I never spoke to him again.
That's it. Wow. Well, how do you feel, Liz? First we'll cross to Liz, who's just been on a.
I have not heard this story, Jojo.
Oh, good.
It is a roller coaster. I
Can't believe it happened.
am glad that you are such a strong and powerful and decisive
Physically
woman.
very strong.
Now.
Yeah, I suppose that's the first thing to clear up. So you're not as much of a doormat anymore.
Absolutely. That's
I
the thing
cannot
that I have
imagine,
learned.
like I've met you probably in the last year and a half, and I cannot imagine you being, you're one of the kindest people I know, but not
Yeah.
in a doormat way.
No.
But not to a fault. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, this was what I was, and like that's how I would attract like boys. Like in high school, I'd be like, "So who do you like?" Even though I liked them. How can I help you get the girl you like? What the fuck? Like it's
You're
so
like-
anti. Well, it's just not productive at all.
No, God.
I'm somewhat flabbergasted.
You're like
that-
a hot Cyrano.
I'll take it.
I'm somewhat stunned that Evan, whatever his name was, Evan, like he got permission from his girlfriend to have sex with someone else, and he did it.
Yeah,
if
he
that
did.
happened to
Yeah.
me,
This is
I
what
would
I'm
have, I
most
would have
disappointed about.
panicked. Like,
Yeah.
there's a trap here, and I can see it coming.
Yes.
Like,
It's
some-
not
She's
even
testing
a
me.
where's the
Yeah.
trap. It's a this
This
is a trap.
Yeah.
Yes or no, bitch.
Yeah, but he went.
Yeah,
But,
it wasn't a trap.
but rightfully, weirdly,
And then
because
to
it worked
fix
out for
it,
him.
he went,
He got some bone.
why
Yeah.
don't you come in and it fixes everything?
No, didn't fix anything, did it? Well, still got the puss, but
I
Same
just
bed.
Still got the puss.
So I think my lesson from this is that I think as a friend I would never have said yes if somebody had said that to me, and I'm glad that you guys worked it out. As a girlfriend or boyfriend, I would never say yes if someone said that, especially you were not sober when you made that offer.
neither were they.
But I'm glad that going through something like this has helped you become a kick-ass, strong woman.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Something that I've taken away from it is just that I deserve much better. Like
Yes.
you don't have to fuck the
Yes.
person that's just fucked your friend.
No.
That's a lesson for us all,
In
everybody.
your sissy's
Yeah.
bed.
Put it on a T-shirt. You
it's-
don't have to
Have
fuck
to.
the person
You can
that's
if you
fucked your
like.
friend
Especially
to do
if
that.
you've just
in your
given
sister's
permission.
bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I learned just like it's great to embrace life and to say yes to things that like embrace challenges and opportunities. Do that, but don't say yes to everything because you'll just bury yourself in either too much work or too much stress, or your boyfriend fucking your best friend.
Yeah.
He buried himself in her. No, I feel like
The standard on this show. This
I feel like
this
this has got a
this
very
episode.
big explicit warning at the front.
Yeah.
If you want to
It's a lot of
set,
pain
as
chat.
ever, if you want to be an advertiser on Ghosts of Boyfriends Past,
I
here's
feel
how-
like
it'll happen. One day it'll happen.
some kind of sex toy place.
Yeah, anything.
you
Basically
know.
anything or
Yeah,
anyone.
that's a
I
great
will-
idea.
Yeah.
I love it. That was a fucking great story, Jojo.
Thank you for letting me tell it.
Oh, look, you're a hilarious woman, and if you ever want to come back with another story, feel free.
Got a few.
Don't go and willingly put yourself through trauma just to come back on the show.
No,
like,
no.
I know.
Look, it's been so fun, I might.
Right.
Yeah, okay,
it's,
fine. Like
it's
you've
been
been
lovely.
warned,
I think another thing just with this particular situation, though, is that, like, if everyone was a little bit more empathic,
Sure.
you would realize that when someone said, you can fuck my boyfriend,
Yeah.
you've
What
got
are
to
they really
realize what the
saying?
fallout, like what the fallout of that is going to be. Like, don't do something just because someone tells you that it's okay. You need to be empathic enough to realize that that's going to be damaging.
Yes.
Mm.
As a post-Cosa. I have learnt some things about this person, Evan, in the past, and it has explained a lot of his actions. I think Evan grew up in a really fucked household. And it was a bit of a fucked degree. Everyone just fucks. It's disgusting. It's a cesspool.
It is a bit of a fuck pool.
It might
the
be,
theatre.
yeah.
A lot has kind of like, I understand. And I feel little emotional attachment to this story because I've told it a lot. It was in a past show.
And you obviously learnt and healed from it and growing, so that's good.
I'm kind of glad it happened. Don't do it again. Don't do it again, anyone.
It's a cathartic, cathartic growth, teachable moment.
Yeah, totally. But thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you for sharing, Joe. It was a great story. I feel nauseous as always. Every time we record one of these shows, I have to go away and just sort of
thank the heavens that you're
as
in a
creative
healthy
people, you're
relationship.
very empathetic, and you feel when someone feels. So
no, it's secondhand anxiety or
That's empathy.
awkwardness.
Yeah,
maybe.
You're feeling someone else's pain.
Well, I hope everyone listening survived Joe's story and that you'll keep
If you've
going
got
back.
a similar story, feel free to write in.
Yes, ghostofboyfriendspast@gmail.com. If you're not in Brisbane or Australia and you have a story, just send it there or go to our web page. That's not canon /ghosts of
That's
boyfriends.
not canon.com
.com.
/ghosts of boyfriends past.
I'll learn this stuff eventually.
There's
guys,
a
I
handy
apologize.
dandy little form that you can fill out that just gets you to tell us the basic dot points of your story. We'll have a chat to you. We'll either read it out online or we'll figure out a way to Skype you in. Any kind of story is good. If it's an overly romantic story that I can vomit at, that's fine.
Yep,
if it's
for
a
team love.
crazy story, if it's a sad story, anything. It's basically this whole idea of this podcast is that we want to be a bit of group therapy, chicken soup for the soul, have a bit of a laugh with you, maybe at you, but mostly with you.
Mainly with. Otherwise, we're on all social medias. I don't need to list them.
You can find me at Johanna,
Yeah.
mate.
Anything you want to plug, Joe?
Yeah.
We don't
Instagram.
offer this enough.
What do you want to plug? What are you doing?
Well, I bring back my show that we had mentioned at the start, Irrational, all about terrible nightmares of friends. Fucking no.
I paid Australian dollars to see it, and it was pretty good.
I was overseas, so I
it'll be
didn't.
around. That's be fun.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and there's going to be some things happening in the early of next year with Brisbane Immersive Theatre, the Midsummer Carnival at Brisbane Powerhouse, and for New Year's Eve there's a speakeasy happening in the
Ooh,
Valley.
saucy.
So grab onto Johanna Lyon's burning commentail.
Johanna,
I can't.
you can. Is that H?
I'm eating trail mix.
Okay, fine. You're excused.
I'm not. Yeah.
Stop
I'm not
chewing
pronounced.
into the microphone, you animal.
Can you
This
hear
is
it?
not an ASMR podcast.
It's good trail
Yet.
mix. A lot of peanuts.
Good.
Goodbye, everybody. I'm Tom Harris.
Yeah, I've been Liz Best.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I believe in love. Do you believe in love, Amy?
I do, Gina. I also really believe in helicopter dates, bottomless champagne, sparkly cocktail dresses, and big-ass red roses.
Well, you'll be surprised to hear that we're obsessed with The Bachelor. We will be sharing that obsession with you and discussing all things Bachelor and Bachelorette.
We'll be talking about memorable moments, who we think Batchy will choose, and the lessons we learn along the way.
So, prepare your cheese board
Grab the wine.
and get overly emotionally attached with us, your hosts,
Amy Duro.
and Gina Schwartz.
Love Batchley.
Two gals, here for the right reasons.
A That's Not Canon Productions podcast.